We really hope Arnett is okay, that he can come back, but he's at, it looks like, either his shoulder or his collarbone, and he's getting right into the cart, and he might be driven back to the locker room. That is unfortunate right there. Here's another handoff on a second down play. Right up the middle is Herzog, and he is going to have enough for the first down by about 2 yards.
And another great run there by South Central, using both sides of the field. But I have to point out who was the guy they went across field to tackle him, Sal Montez.
There he is. He always seems to be there at all times. 17 tackles, 4 TFLs, and 2 sacks against Glenn last week. That was just in one game for Sal Montez, and he played offense too. So Herzog had to come out because he lost his helmet. So coming in for him is Logan Kleiss, the sophomore. So we will keep an eye on Arnett. He's being looked at right now. Flag on the play. Quick throw by Forker. Incomplete, but there is a flag down. Let's see what the call is here. Just waiting for the call. There was a flag.
Yeah, I'm thinking
it's on the far side. They're acting like it's a false start, or that's what the referees are signaling. I don't think the referees seem to be on the same page right now.
Yeah, if they allowed the play to start, then it would have to be a legal motion, and so they're going to walk him back.
So they'll back it up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15. Arnett still being looked at by a member of the athletic training staff. Right below us, we'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses. That was the first throw, though, for Forker. Just not on the same page as his receiver, but that takes time. He's just a freshman. This is only his second game. Keep that in mind. Here's an end around to the far side, getting some good running room and getting knocked out of bounds. Looks like it's Caden Werner.
And back-to-back plays, Boone Grove sending 5 men under pressure, and so that is forcing South Central to make quicker decisions within that box. Right there, you saw they tried to get on the outside once again. So it'll be interesting what they go with on 2nd and long.
Well, they get right back to where they started. It looks like 2nd and 10. And to pass, that one's deflected down at the line of scrimmage, and that was a really good play there. It looked like it might have been the starting defensive lineman, Luke Hall, who got a hand on that and deflected that down, number 75.
And again, under pressure, Sal Montez heading in there. They're going to have to get a block on him.
Yeah, and it seems like Boone Grove is liking what they're doing with sending blitz consistently. So here we go. We got a 3rd down and about 11 or 12 here. It looks like it's going to have to be the coach's son, Forker. He's probably going to have to throw the ball here. He design run to the left side, and he throws on the run, and it's knocked down and defended well by number 6.
Yeah,
Boone Grove able to step up.
Good defense right there by Boone Grove, getting a big stop. First possession of the game. Of course, not what you like to see, as Arnett is being carted off the field right now.
Yeah, Arnett's being taken all the way over to the locker room. That was broken up, by the way, by TJ Simmons, the freshman. Here's a punt, a high snap. It goes over the head of South Central's player, and here we have a little bit of a foot race here, and Boone Grove is going to have incredible field position here. They bring him down all the way at the 15-yard line, and Boone Grove is going to be set up really nicely. A disastrous special teams play. One of the things South Central struggled with last week against Wheeler was the early turnovers. That made the difference in the game, and all of a sudden, Boone Grove has the football. And here's Sal Montez. He can throw the ball, but obviously the Wolves love to run the ball with him. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do that here on the first play. He'll line up empty.
Yeah, they're already in the red zone.
Man in motion here. They're going to toss it to Simmons, and Simmons is wrapped up and brought down quickly. Maybe a yard, maybe nothing. It's a nice play right there on the tackle. by Landon Clifford, the senior. One of this, honestly, I hate to say it, but rare seniors on this team. South Central, like I mentioned in the pregame, has a lot of underclassmen that are playing in these games. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get used to this varsity level, especially against QB threat and a running threat like Sal Montez. 2nd down and 10 here in the red zone. Montez, a design run, and there he goes. Sal Montez breaks free, dives for the pylon, and they'll mark him just short. Or excuse me, there's a penalty flag. He got down at around the 2-yard line, but looks like this is going to be on Boone Grove.
Yep, holding. I think he might have grabbed the player's jersey, took him down.
So they'll back it up here after the nice run by Montez. You can see how well he runs, Isaiah, on this replay. Just goes right up the middle, and it's very close. Unfortunately, that flag comes in right at the end. So 2nd and 10. 9 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Boone Grove and the Tech Credit Union red zone. Focused on you. Here we go again. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle here to Logan Greeny, and he carries it forward for about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 7 coming up here for Boone Grove. Can South Central make a stand here?
One thing I like about Boone Grove on this opening drive, of course, they started with great field position, but they really want to take advantage of proving their dominance within the trenches. And so every single play so far, they've ran right up the middle. If I'm South Central, I would expect something to the outside.
Maybe a design run. Montez, no, he's going to pass. And he gets pressured, escapes, throws it to the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Boone Grove, Caleb Thomas. 6'2", junior, was absolutely wide open, and the Wolves strike first.
Yes, what a great play. As we're going to see on the replay real quick, he was wide open. That was just a crosser route up top. Safety chose the top route, didn't have any coverage underneath, and boom, touchdown.
Langband to kick it here. Perfect on his 1 PAT attempt this season so far on the touchdown they scored against Glenn. But that one's blocked and no good. So South Central is going to block that one, and it'll be 6-0 after the opening drive by the Wolves. Touchdown catch coming in for Caleb Thomas. Only his 2nd reception of the season, and it puts Boone Grove up 6-0.
Get Pulse Technology on your team and score a touchdown with our managed print and copier services. Cover your bases with our IT and technology solutions, or hit a home run with our wide selection of office supplies. Scoreboards or AV solutions from Pulse Technology. That's a slam dunk. Or go for the grand slam with our office furniture and design services. Get in touch with us today. Pulse Technology, powering Indiana business since 1919.
Strack and Van Til for the win with 4 ways to save. Catch price drops on over 15,000 items and check the weekly ad for can't miss deals. Stack on the rewards program for digital coupons, points toward discounts and free products, and power up with our own brands. Keep your budget in the safety zone. Get the same great taste as national labels at lower prices. If you can't taste the difference, why pay the difference? Score big value with 4 ways to save at Strack and Van Til.
Welcome you back here on the kickoff. South Central will get the football back and return this with some pretty good field position here all the way across the 35. Really good return by the Satellites. On the return was Gavin Herzog. Like I mentioned, he's back there to make some explosive plays. Isaiah, one of the big things that has happened in this game, if you're just joining us, was the injury to Jackson Arnett. On the first play of the game, he got a handoff, gained about 5 yards, went down holding his what looked like his shoulder or his collarbone, and all of a sudden he's back in the locker room right now for South Central.
Yes, and that was he had a great run. It just was one of those tough takedowns, and hopefully we see him back eventually in this game.
Canyon McCormick, the junior defensive lineman, gets in there for the tackle. TFL on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12 here for South Central. So they're trying to give Herzog, who had 41 yards and one of the 2 touchdowns last week for South Central, they're trying to give him some touches after Arnett goes down. So 2nd down and 12.
Boone Grove has been really aggressive early in this game. I would hope to see South Central pull out a screen plays here soon.
Looks like we have some movement on the line. Don't know if that was on Boone Grove or South Central. It's going to be on South Central. False start. Well, last season Boone Grove went 4-5. However, they started the season 1-3, and then they ended up winning 3 of their last 4 regular season games. But their one big loss, actually we were on the call for this one, was to Lake Station in their second to last game of the regular season, and that ended up giving Lake Station the conference championship over Boone Grove.
Yes, their first in, I believe like over 30 years?
Yeah, it was a long time.
And I can still remember, I can still hear the cowbells
Yeah.
and air horns after
Yep.
that one.
Here is a handoff around the edge. Running to the corner here is going to be Logan Kleist, and Logan Kleist makes a pretty good gain on that play. That's about a 5-yard gain, so it's going to make it a 3rd and at least decent, maybe 3rd and 8. But still, it's probably going to have to be Isaiah Forker who steps up and ends up making a throw here. He didn't look very comfortable on that first throw, on that first passing attempt he made, but we'll see if his father, Steve, could draw something up for him. An easy first down pitch and catch.
Yes, and we'll see.
Ooh, and that's going to be on Boone Grove. That's offsides, encroachment, whatever you want to call it. Getting a little too antsy with Sal Montez. I think he's still hyped up after that touchdown pass he threw on the previous possession.
Yeah, I would say that's a safe call right there. When you get a veteran like Sal Montez getting anxious like that, or you know he was about to do a crazy blitz or something.
Yeah. 3rd down and 5 now after the encroachment penalty. Here's a handoff right up the middle, and a huge hit on Herzog, and he did not get there. He got about a yard short. It was close, but he took a really big hit there. Luckily, he's getting up okay. This Boone Grove team, they like to play physical. One of the things, I was able to talk to Coach Forker before this game, and he said one of the biggest things for South Central was to win the game at the line of scrimmage. And I think they're probably going to run it here, so I think they're going to have to try to win the battle here at the line of scrimmage on this play on 4th and 1.
Yes, and this is one of those games, as Coach Forker early in his career here, this is what you really want to see your team in a position to do right here.
Man in motion here, and they're going to give it around the edge here to Kleist. Kleist, can he get there? It's going to be close. It's going to be really close, but he's going to get favorable field position by the officials, and they're going to give him the first down.
They are, and as I was talking, the Coach Forker, this is the type of things you want to see your team. What are we? What type of team are we in 4th and 1? What type of team are we when we're inches away from getting that first down? And they just proved it right there. What a great push right there.
Yeah, and some good blocking as well by some of the South Central wide receivers. That replay, by the way, brought to you by Liuna. 1st and 10 at about midfield here. And they'll fake the throw. They'll give it to Herzog again. And he's wrapped up, brought down quickly there by Montez. Montez was there, and also Ethan Lawson, the junior, who had a TFL last week against John Glenn. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 here, as we are over halfway through the opening quarter. 6-0 Boone Grove. But Isaiah, South Central needs a response here, you'd imagine. They don't want to give the ball back to Boone Grove, especially what Sal Montez was able to do. Here's Forker, throws it, catch made, and that'll be a short gain there. Nice catch on the play by Caden Warner, the freshman. 3rd down and about 7.
Yeah, and to your point, at this point in the game, you either need a very long drive or a score. And that's the type of mindset that South Central needs to have, especially with how short a field position they gave Boone Grove the last time.
South Central doesn't punt much. Forker throws it to the near side, and the catch is made, but a huge tackle quickly by Logan Cordova, and that's going to be a 4th down coming up here for South Central. But like I mentioned, They don't punt it very often, if ever. They didn't punt it last week. They didn't even have a single punt last year. And they're going to go for this here on 4th and 4 from the Boone Grove 47. This is a big play and a big call here by Coach Fork, who's standing right down to my right by himself. He needs all the concentration he can have. Here's the son, Isaiah. Throws it deep. It's up for grabs, and it's picked off by Boone Grove. Intercepted by Simmons, and here he goes down the sideline, and he gets all the way across midfield with the pick. TJ Simmons, the freshman, with his first interception of his high school varsity career, sets up Boone Grove on the south central side of the field as we take a look at the replay.
Wow, that was just a great read right there by Boone Grove. And then coming down, they could have honestly got another Boone Grove player up top, but couldn't get that number with unnecessary roughness. But I think they're going to get him with
They might
the
have
other
got
one
him.
with the block in the back. A little closer.
That's not at all what Coach Kukulski wants to see. Set your team up with a nice interception, but a penalty backs them up. And they will back up far. They were set up to start on the South Central 46. They're all the way back at their own 35. But Boone Grove, either way, they have the football here. Big interception by Simmons, and here comes Montez again. 32 yards in the air and 2 interceptions against John Glenn last week. It wasn't his best game passing, but he did have 93 yards on the ground. And here he is again. Logan Greeny lined up to his right on 1st and 10. And they're going to give it to Greeny, and South Central is there. I mean, everybody's there. They got to be careful they don't get a penalty here. What a big play there. A couple guys in there to make the tackle. Number 61, Cooper Nealon, and number 70, Daniel Anthony, both juniors, able to make the TFL.
And as we look at the Lyonia replay, that was just a great push off the ball, and then gang tackling. You just love to see a bunch of red jerseys wrap up the Wolf right there.
Greeny, 56 yards last week, but 3 fumbles. I think that's one of the things that maybe South Central will be looking at in this game. If Greeny gets a carry, try to get the ball out, and maybe that's what they were doing on that play. Design run for Montez, and here he goes. He's so shifty in the backfield. Montez, look at the moves by Montez. He's still on his feet. My goodness, Montez. What a run all the way past the 45. Huge gain. There's a player down all the way in the backfield. Montez with a big gain, close to 30 yards on that gain. This is why they consider him one of the best players in the region.
Yes, and look at him, just shifty, and wow. That way to keep his agility, you can tell he's been in the weight room some more after last season. But what a great job, an even better job, honestly, by South Central right there, tackling him low, because that could have been a touchdown easily.
Well, can't quite see which Boone Grove player is down, but we will take a break for the injury timeout. Montez gains near 30 yards.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I...
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Torres, the sophomore, defensive lineman and offensive lineman, was down on the play. He went off limping. Hopefully he's okay. Boone Grove has the football here with Montez now to throw the football. Evades a sack, goes deep, and it's just too far. And not able to make the catch there was Simmons.
Yeah, good target to Simmons. He just had an interception kind of doing the same action, so maybe his hands were just tired.
Yeah, I mean, he's not too tall, 5'8". I mean, taller than me when I was a freshman, but that one just a little bit too high. But they've been targeting Simmons a lot in this game. It's a good look for Coach Kukulski and this Boone Grove team because they're giving these players, these underclassmen, a lot of experience in these games. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Montez will pass again. He's looking left. Rolls to the right. He's going to go deep. He's got a man wide open again. It's caught. Touchdown, Benjamin Phillips.
Yes, what a nice throw. What a nice snag.
Let's take a look at this again.
Are up 2 scores.
You can see him right at the bottom of the screen. The safety bites deep, and he's wide open.
Yeah, post route. Gets him, beats the coverage. That's just speed versus speed right there.
I think South Central, I think the understanding is going to be you might have to keep a safety deep. They're getting beat pretty often on these deep passes. And Montez is able to throw his first touchdown pass of the season. Here's the extra point for Langbin. Got some whistles here and a flag. Might be offsides, and it is. So maybe Boone Grove considers going for 2 now, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go for 2 with the ball being moved up due to the offsides call.
Typical move by many football teams.
That touchdown was brought to you by Westland and Bennett, helping others by achieving winning results. A 40-yard touchdown pass by Montez. 12-0 Boone Grove, and they'll go for 2. Officials actually discussing something. Not sure what they're discussing right now, but I think the offsides is pretty obvious on South Central. Well, Isaiah, actually, here's the call. So they do make the offsides call. How important is it? These teams wouldn't want to go down 0-2 to begin the season. How important is it to be 1-1 instead of 0-2?
It is. It's one of those things where most football teams across the country, they make their best adjustments between week 1 and week 2. And so the momentum you would get off of knowing that your adjustments resulted in a win after a week 2 game is astronomical. And so that's why both teams, I'm sure we'll see a fight from South Central for the rest of this game, but Boone Grove's thinking the same thing. Let's keep our gas full in the gas.
Here's Montez running to the left, trying to get the 2-point conversion, and he's got it. He only had to get about 2 yards, and he does. 14-0, Boone Grove in the lead. The exact opposite of the South Central 14-0 lead last season. Montez, deep pass, wide open. Benjamin Phillips, the sophomore, makes the catch, 14-0.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Welcome you back here. Herzog had trouble fielding The kickoff went into the end zone for a touchback. South Central will have the ball back. Isaiah, I want to bring you into this. Last season, who were some of the leaders for both teams? Well, Rylan Rondo, Dylan Shively, Cade Zarazi, leaders in the rushing department, passing department, and receiving department for South Central. None of them have returned. For Boone Grove, Logan Greeny, Sal Montez, 2 returners, led their team in their offensive departments. That's the big difference in this game. Boone Grove have a lot of key returners. South Central lost a lot of their key players.
Yes, and Boone Grove has one of the better players in the area. I believe if Sal Montez received all area recognition, and what we saw him do even in the loss to Lake Central or Station was unbelievable. And a couple other times we had the opportunity to watch him on the Heartland Sports Network. He was just one of those players that you will just never forget the name, never forget the fight, and just never forget the determination that he displayed.
2-yard gain right there for Herzog. Canyon McCormick gets his second tackle of the evening, 2nd down and 8 with less than 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. It's going back to Sal Montez. He's a 3-sport athlete, or he was. He played basketball and volleyball. Now he's fully committed to football. Here's the end around here. And some nice running room right there out of Liam Higgins, the freshman running back. He's able to pick up some decent yardage, and it's going to be a 3rd and about 2 here coming up. But Sal Montez, like you mentioned, he was all-area last season, rushed for over 1,200 yards last year, and was also all-conference in basketball last year as well. But they trust him for sure, no doubt about that. They made him the captain, and he's definitely, at least in this game, making some huge plays. 2 touchdown passes already.
Yes, and on the other side of it, though, South Central losing as much as they did, there's a lot of opportunity here. You know, you see quite a few freshmen on the roster, of course, with the coach's son being one of them. And then, of course, Jackson Arnett, as a sophomore, he's a captain. So they have a very bright future. You just hope everybody stays healthy and keeps trusting the process.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Forker mentioned when I talked to him. That's going to be an offsides on Boone Grove. That'll move the chains for South Central. But if Coach Forker mentioned how bright of a future his team has, and he knows they're young, but sometimes you got to focus on the future. And getting these players experience playing is not a bad thing at all. Here's a run up the middle. Herzog, my goodness, nice run. Able to pick up about 6 yards as we are nearing the end of the opening frame on this lovely Friday night here at the end of the month of August. Week 2 of the high school football season, and we still have so much more to cover as this season progresses, and a lot of fun ones as well here on the Heartland Sports Network. I don't know if they're going to get a playoff before the end of the first quarter with 2 seconds, and that will be that. Boone Grove has come out to play this evening. Luckily for South Central, there's still 3 more quarters to go. 14-0 Boone Grove leads it after 2 touchdown passes by Sal Montez. We'll head to the second quarter and be back after this.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here.
Start of the second quarter here in Union Mills, Indiana. Beautiful night, 74 degrees, clear, the sun setting in the background, and it's not too windy either. Kyle Mathis joined by Isaiah Gransberry. Here's the start of the second quarter. It's a quick pass there for Forker and a first down for South Central to get the second quarter underway. They complete it once again to Liam Higgins.
South Central's been moving the ball pretty well early in this game, and they just haven't been able to pull a complete drive together. And when they do, they're actually going to be pretty solid, you know?
And can you imagine the confidence they would get if they did put together a solid touchdown drive, especially if they can make it a one-score game if they score on this drive. And they're already nearing midfield. Fake the handoff. Forker over the middle. Wide open. Good running room once again. And across midfield. And able to pick up another first down here is going to be Landon Clifford. So they get all the way near the 40-yard line. Big gain of about 17 yards there. And it's not too much, as you can see. Forker just play action and just boom. Get it out quickly to Clifford. And Clifford can do the rest with his speed. The senior, who only had one catch last week, makes his first catch here. And I like what Coach Forker's doing. He's really having some good design plays. Herzog wrapped up. Wow, brought down a TFL right there for Colton Brosh. I was waiting to talk about him, the sophomore. He is a huge contributor on this defense. 1 TFL, 1 sack last week.
Yes, and Brosh is just coming in there with reckless abandon.
He also, I mean, he does wrestling too, and I wanted to mention that he made it to the round of 32 of the Indiana State Championships last winter as a freshman for wrestling. So he can definitely bring some guys to the ground. Here's Herzog again, able to power forward and get back to about where they started. It'll be 3rd and 10 coming up here.
Yes. And
another tackle by Brosh.
Another 3rd and 10 situation for South Central. Now you wonder, what are they going to pull out of the bag for the passing game? And that's one thing that they've struggled with early in this game.
Well, they picked up 17 yards on a passing play earlier in the drive. Can they pull something out again? Remember, on another 3rd down, they went deep and it was picked. Forker's going to go deep again down the far sideline, and it was dropped right in the breadbasket, but it was dropped and incomplete. Oh, what an opportunity right there to make the catch for Raymond Rinker, the sophomore, but he comes up limping on that play. And South Central, they're not going to punt. They are going to go for this here on 4th and 10. Look at how this was a great throw for Forker.
It was, and it was, again, speed versus speed. That was actually great location.
Super
got a
close.
hand on it, too. As many coaches say, you get a hand on it, got to catch it.
Going to get a timeout here with 9:48 to play by South Central. And we'll take a break during the timeout. 4th and 10 coming up.
For months, it's all you've heard about. From the news broadcasts to the talk shows, from friends and family, and even from people you don't even know. It's coming to Hammond. It's really happening. It's free checking from Centier Bank. A perfect account for everyone.
Welcome to you back. 4th down and 10 here, and here's Forker. Goes to the outside. The catch is made, but a nice tackle right there in space by Simmons. And that is a turnover on downs. And Boone Grove will get the football here at their own 35-yard line. It was a quick pass. They try to get it out quickly. Not able to connect, or at least they were able to connect, but not able to get enough yardage. And Isaiah Forker down on the sideline talking to one of the assistant coaches. He's not too happy. But Boone Grove going to get the football back.
That's one thing we've seen earlier in this game is coaching. I mean, you look along the sideline at the bottom of your screen right now. Every time a player is coming off the field, they're receiving good coaching, and that's what it's all about, especially with a young team.
1st and 10 here for Montez. We're going to get whistles here. And a timeout by Boone Grove. I don't think they were all on the same page with the play they were going to run. We're going to keep it right here for the time being. 9:43 to play in the first half. 14-0 lead for Boone Grove. Like I mentioned before, I had the privilege of being able to talk to Coach Steve Forker, and I asked him, I said, what is it like for you to be able to coach your son at the high school level? And he said once the coaching hat goes on, he treats every player the same. It doesn't matter who it is. But one of the things he did say is that when the coaching hat comes off, it's really helpful to have his son there, especially as a quarterback, to be able to do some of the small dissecting after each game, after each practice.
Yes, and that's a really good relationship. I'm sure that part of the reason why he took this opportunity to coach South Central with a younger team is to grow. You know, I'm sure his son might turn into a coach after this, you know, if he has a good experience, of course. But it's one of those things where a coach, your son, quarterback, and he has the same vision, you can do a lot of great things.
Exactly. And he said it was an honor to be able to coach his son. I think all fathers would feel the same way as he does if they get the opportunity. Here's a handoff. Coming around the edge here is going to be Greeny, and he's tripped up. His ball is free. I think he might have been down. It was recovered by Boone Grove anyways. Recovered by Thomas, who already has a touchdown catch. We also have a flag down on the play as well, behind the play. Don't know, it looks like it's in the vicinity of a hold on Boone Grove, if anything comes out of it. And that's exactly what it'll be. One of the things we've seen in this game so far is Boone Grove making some big plays, but some of these penalties have kept them backed up behind the chains.
Yes, and that was one thing last year, too, when we had the game against Lake Station. That actually ended up biting them in the back, and so that was for a championship. So those are the type of things throughout the season that you want to see them progress upon, mature upon, and make sure they don't make those mistakes when it really counts.
1st and 20 now as Greeny motions out of the backfield. We're going to get another whistle and another flag. This one's going to be illegal motion here on Boone Grove.
Yep, 2 men in motion. You cannot do that.
I don't know if it ended up being on Greeny or if it ended up being on Ben Phillips, but they're going to back up more. And this is going to help South Central a lot. They can keep Boone Grove behind the sticks. That is a huge help. And
so I
don't know if there was communication issues with South Central, but one of their coaches came up to the booth. Also, they're waving off the flag.
May have been. So I think the player forgot his mouthpiece, which is why he ran off the field. He wasn't actually in motion. And the opposite line judge thought that he was in motion. But
so,
our officials just taking care of all of our players.
Now we're going to get another whistle. And once again, Benjamin Phillips is coming off the field after he got his mouthpiece.
Yes, because if you're called out for an equipment infraction, you have to wait one play before you return to the playing field.
Okay, so Phillips is out. Coming in for him is going to be Logan Cordova, the senior captain. He'll line up on the near side here on 1st and very long, 1st and 20. Once again, Greeny motions to the outside. Montez will run to the right. A design quarterback run. He's got some good blocking, too. Breaks the tackle. I don't think he can break the next 3, but he's able to get at least a couple, maybe 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 18.
Third time's the charm. Finally got the snap off.
Exactly, yep.
You could almost predict what play they were running after seeing the motion the first 2 times. So.
Yeah. Coach Kukolski maybe saying, I wish she didn't blow the first play dead. But it'll be 2nd and 17 officially. And 3 receivers here to the near side. They might be looking to go that way, maybe even hand it off to Greeny and go the other way. Let's see. No, Montez will look over to the near side and throw it to the corner, and the catch is made. A diving catch by Caleb Thomas. So nice pitch and catch right there. It's going to be 3rd and about 8. So they go from 1st and 20 to 3rd and 8. you're setting yourself up for success. You don't have to get it all in one play. You can just make it methodical and easy.
And one thing they've done well in this game is pass the ball. So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go deep again. If I'm South Central, really got to have good communication in the secondary. Understand forwards, posts, corners have been killing you all game. Make sure you keep everything in front of you.
3rd down and 8 here for Montez. See what Coach Kukulski draws up here. He'll roll to the right. Has a lot of time to throw as well. He might even run. Has a man wide open. It's Caleb Thomas, and he's across midfield and able to pick up the first down all the way to the 46. Caleb Thomas last season had the only receiving touchdown of the entire year for Boone Grove, and is able to link up with his QB and move the sticks for the Wolves.
And right before that play, we talked about it, post corner and outs, and they ended up throwing the post in the corner over the top and then getting a 10-yard out underneath, and that's what South Central couldn't cover because they were trying to keep everything in front of them. So good game plan play right there by Boone Grove.
Once again, down to the 46 in South Central territory here for the Wolves. Montez is going to keep it and run to the left, and Montez has the speed, gets the corner. Montez racing for the end zone. He is in untouched. Touchdown, Wolves. It is their superstar again.
Yes, and that can just be a gimmick play right there, Montez. So they go right, 3 plays in a row, and then just go back left. So you had South Central thinking left on your screen, left, and then hit him with a run to the right, misdirection.
They faked the handoff to Greeny, too, and Montez did a great job covering the ball. South Central didn't even know that he still had it, and it's 20-0. Montez has been a part of all 3 touchdowns in whatever way he needs to be. 2 passing, 1 rushing. That touchdown brought to you by Westland and Bennett, helping others by achieving winning results, as the PAT is good for Langbin after he had his first attempt blocked. Sal Montez with a 46-yard touchdown run has put the Wolves up 21-0 here in the first half.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Welcome you back here. 21-0. Another muffed kickoff. Is fallen on at the 19-yard line. So South Central will be taking over inside their own 20. Isaiah, let's take it back to the 46-yard touchdown run for Sal Montez. How important is it as an offensive coordinator, as a head coach, to fake one way, like you mentioned, 3 times, and then go the other way and have a quarterback like Montez so aware that he covers the ball and hides the ball, kind of like the way Peyton Manning did against the, I believe it was the Dallas Cowboys in one of his regular season games?
Well, it's important to utilize misdirection because, especially when you're playing younger teams, that the game speed, they're still catching up to the game speed. I mean, for a lot of these South Central players, it's their first time playing in front of their home crowd, parents, family, friends, all in the crowd. So their mind is everywhere but the game in certain situations, and I think that's just a matter of it right there where they were like just caught up in the moment, and Boone Grove takes advantage of it.
False start called on the Satellites, 1st and 15. 6.5 to play, first half. Boone Grove looking to get to 1-1. They will play Bremen and then Griffith. Griffith right now locked in a battle with Munster. I think they lead 14-13 in that one. Referee signaling something. One of the things that we've seen in this game. It's going to be an illegal shift, not a false start, but the officials have had long conversations throughout this game with some of the penalty calls. Let's see here what Isaiah Forker can do, and they'll hand it off right up the middle, and absolutely nowhere to go on that play for Herzog. And it's actually going to be a loss of a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 11. So South Central is keeping themselves behind the 6, but it's been so difficult. Forker's made some good throws, but sometimes he just hasn't been able to connect with his receivers. We had one that was behind his receiver, one that was almost perfectly placed, but his receiver just ran out of his hands. That one's thrown and tipped, almost picked. Was it? They say it was intercepted by Josh Wilkins, and Boone Grove has an interception.
Wow, and that's just tip drill right there. As we look back at the Liuna replay, great route concept by South Central, and he gets his hands on it. It would have been a great catch if he secured it, but instead, ball gets tipped, and Boone Grove receives possession with great field position once again.
Josh Wilkins with his first interception of the season. He had 2 last year as a junior. So Boone Grove set up at the 24 in South Central territory, looking to put this game out of reach. Nobody in the crowd has departed, and the cheerleaders are still cheering. Here's Montez. Looks like they want to go deep on this one. They'll go to the sideline, and the catch is made, but a knee on the ground for Thomas. However, that is going to move the chains with a gain of 12. Caleb Thomas, so far, he's used as a tight end, and you see in the National Football League how much tight ends are beginning to be used. I like what Coach Kukulski's doing, using him so effectively as in his tight end position.
Yes, and part of the reason why they're using tight ends more frequently at all other levels of football is because of the size advantage, mismatch that it creates. And we see that right there. I mean, you're basically going to have a tight end that has about 5 inches over any player that could guard him on the defense.
Montez wide open was Jack Neiman, and Montez threw it low. Nobody from South Central was defending Neiman, and luckily for the Satellites' sake, that throw was in the turf, or in the grass, I should say.
We're seeing a lot of zone coverage here from South Central. It's just a matter of communication, and that's just going to be something that grows as time progresses with the chemistry, and then also just understanding under the lights is a different beast. You got to be able to communicate at all times and adjust on the fly.
So after the incompletion, 2nd down and 10 coming up here for Boone Grove. They're going to hand it off and running free for about 3 yards are the Wolves, and it'll be a 3rd and about 7. Simmons was on the carry. So now 3rd and 8. You think Montez would throw the ball here, but they might just use it as a scramble drill and end up, he just might end up taking off for the end zone if South Central plays man-to-man. I think that's what South Central does not want, to play man-to-man, and Sal Montez is able to create something.
Yes, and they keep showing them that trips look off to the top of your screen.
Montez to the end zone. This time he connects with Jack Neiman. Another touchdown for Boone Grove. 27-0.
And the trips look, they showed that to him multiple times earlier in this possession just to get a read off of what the defenders, the secondary, was going to do. So as we look at the Liuna replay, you see Boone Grove, they literally just sent 2 guys toward the corner pylon and 1 toward the middle. Had good leverage and great score.
That was almost the same exact play as the play on first down that Montez threw too low. That extra point is blocked by South Central. There is a flag that comes in late by the near side official. South Central has been able to get in the backfield during these PATs. Maybe that'll force some of their future opponents to make some decisions.
Going to be a dead ball unsportsmanlike, and you see South Central was covering their teammates' mouth, and this is what you like to see as a coach, though. The teammates getting together and telling them, hey, we're down, but we're still learning. This is a learning process. We got a long season ahead of us. Don't do anything stupid that would allow you to miss a game next week because this is a short season.
Exactly. Great point. We will take a break. 27-0, Boone Grove in the lead.
Build in.
At Athletic Performance Factory in Highland, Indiana, we push you to be bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive. Challenge every muscle with our cutting-edge sand speed and agility training. Build rock-solid strength and core stability to dominate on game day. Rent our full-size outdoor turf field for team workouts and practices. Improve your swing, boost your field skills, and protect your arm with expert one-on-one baseball and softball training built around you. We develop the entire athlete, mentally and physically. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
Welcome you back here after the unsportsmanlike. Boone Grove will kick the ball at the 45. They just might send this into the end zone, or they might just kick it short, and as you see, they do. So South Central will have to return it from their own 4-yard line, and here comes the return. Coming to the near side here is Liam Higgins, and he gets some good running room here, and Higgins is able to get all the way across the 30-yard line. Great return. That almost seemed like a play out of nothing.
Yes, and we've been seeing lots of glimpses of life here in the South Central team. It's just as we continue to mention, just putting a full drive together, working together, making sure they stay smart. They've actually been pretty clean outside of that last unsportsmanlike penalty. Been pretty clean on moving the football without holding themselves back. So let's see if they can put one together this drive before halftime.
4:06 to play. South Central has the ball at the 29-yard line. Here's a design throw to the left side for Forker. He's going to have to throw across his body, and the catch is made, breaking a couple tackles right over there all the way on the far sideline. It'll be a gain of about 6 yards. Nice catch coming in there from Raymond Rinker. But, I mean, like I mentioned in the pregame, for both of these teams, over half of their roster underclassmen. And for South Central, it's a little bit more since they do have a little bit less players on their roster. 18 out of 29 players, freshmen or sophomores, on this satellite roster. 23 out of 40 for Boone Grove, freshman and sophomore. Here's another roll for Forker. Throws it, and the catch is made. Nice tackle on the play by Justin Pearson. But a solid gain right there, and that'll move the sticks. Another catch there for Logan Kleiss coming out of the backfield.
Yes, and that was a great job. Back-to-back plays there. South Central getting them out of the pocket. And we see the receivers also doing a better job at securing the football, tucking it in.
Seems like Boone Grove sending so many blitzes. South Central might just be better off throwing these quick passes here. There's another handoff to Herzog. Nice tackle on the play by Luke Hall, who we've said his name a couple times tonight for Boone Grove. This defensive line for Boone Grove is so big, so physical. They can really, really put some offensive linemen on the other side of the ball in a pretty confused state, in a pretty frustrated state too.
They are, and then you add in the blitzes, as you were just talking about on top of that. That's just a really tough recipe, but South Central is starting to figure it out a little bit, getting outside of the pocket, quick passes, and running to the outside is going to be their recipe for success.
And Forker links up with Higgins, who made that great return. And they're across midfield with another first down. I like, we're seeing some confidence here. I know it's 27-0, but at some point, you got to say, can we make the comeback? Well, possibly, but also you got to think about the next games. And I like the confidence that South Central's building right now, especially here in the first half. Forker, oh, he's going to take a deep shot. He's got a man out there, and it's just to the outside right there of Ozzie Boyd, who had a shot at it. But I think he just lost it in the lights at the last second.
Well, he also stopped running for a second, too, and so I wonder if it was just a miscommunication on the route that caused that. But nevertheless, another missed opportunity downfield. However, they are starting to get closer.
Well, Josh Wilkins was in coverage. He was completely beat on that one. And had Boyd had made the catch, I think he would have been off to the races, gone for a touchdown. 2nd and 10 here. Forker rolling to the right. Throw is on the run, and the catch is incomplete, not able to be made on that try by Higgins. So 3rd down and 10 coming up here for the Satellites. Looking at the game last season, 27-23 victory for Boone Grove after, like I mentioned, South Central leading 14-0 at halftime.
And you love to see the energy from the South Central student section. They're telling everybody we still have hope, stand up. And Boone Grove on the other side with a little bit of friendly fire, talking, we can't hear you.
Well, Boone Grove some of their students have come from Valpo in pretty good numbers to our left side. 3rd down and 10 coming up here. It's going to be an end around. And a huge hit right there on Herzog. And did the ball come out at the end of the play? Boone Grove signaling that they have the football. And coming up with it is Josh Wilkins after the play. Well, I think they're going to say that South Central was down. It was a huge hit, though, by Gavin Daniels, the senior linebacker. Let's take a look here if we can see a little bit as to what happened. Can we see the ball come out?
Oh, yeah. That ball definitely popped up in the sky before he hit the ground, but, of course, they don't have the replay screen like we do up here, so.
Liuna, our sponsor for the replay there, we're glad to have that because we were able to see right there. That should have been a fumble. That should have been Boone Grove football. Well, South Central will have the ball, but the Wolves will call a timeout, leading 27-0 with a minute and a half to go. So we know Isaiah that Sal Montez can run the ball, but we've seen him throw the ball well tonight. How do you think they kind of take this last minute and a half if, I guess because South Central will probably go for this, and how will they go about these last minute and a half if they get the ball?
Yeah, and it looked like Sal Montez, that first part of the drive, was getting some rest, so they want to get some younger guys some experience. So it'll be interesting to see if, and it looks like he's standing in the huddle right now, but I think if I'm Boone Grove, you really just try to get that score because then one more score gets you the running clock in the 3rd quarter. So I'm pretty sure they're going to continue to be aggressive if they get this 4th down stop.
Well, 4th and 9. And Forker is lined up with Herzog to his right. They have to get inside the 40 to the 39 in order to move the 6. Or else Boone Grove will have great field position once again. Herzog standing to the left. You can hear the crowd here chanting on their offense. Here's Forker on the run, and the pass is picked. Intercepted for the 2nd time by the Wolves. Boone Grove's got it with the interception. It's Simmons for the 2nd time, the freshman, making a statement in this game.
Wow. Simmons. And he was returning that thing like he really wanted to see the house. But just a great read. Understanding the receiver got caught up, just looking for the sticks, it looked like, and took advantage of it and gets another pick.
Simmons is a freshman, and he's just playing absolutely out of his mind. right now for Boone Grove in this game. 2 interceptions already. Played his first varsity game last week, but one of the things I saw in the stats from last week, he was all over the field, and tonight is no exception. Rolling out to the right in motion is Greeny. Here's Montez. He will pass on first down.
Wow.
Goes off his back foot, and the catch is made once again by Caleb Thomas, rumbling down the sideline and steps out of bounds inside the 30. Caleb Thomas has been Sal Montez's go-to guy tonight. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Travis Kelce, the way he's able to find space and then run after the catch, too. So they will mark it inside the 30 at the 27. First down and 10, minute 15 to play. Montez is going to pass again. Greeny to block. Montez going down the far sideline to the end zone, and it's broken up and incomplete. What a great defensive play right there out of Raymond Rinker. Had a couple drop passes on offense, but right there is able to thwart that attack.
Boone Grove, as we talked about, wanting to be aggressive, and they showed it right there first play. Just unfortunate. 4 verse didn't work for him.
Kyle Mathis, joined by Isaiah Gransberry, tonight here in Union Mills, Indiana. The sun is finally set. It was actually blinding over to the far side of the field all the way until about 30 minutes into kickoff. But here we are, sun is set. Montez on 2nd and 10. Going to the end zone again. He links up with his man over the middle, and Neiman is to the goal line and not in. 1:02 to go. Ball down at around the 3. Neiman with another great catch over the middle. They love to line him up in the slot, and he's consistently open under a minute to play. Boone Grove really doesn't have to be in any rush at all at this point. And they still have one more timeout.
And one more score does put them in a position for a running clock in the second half. Well, assuming they get the 2-point conversion.
Boone Grove in the Tech Credit Union red zone. Here's the handoff up the middle to the end zone, and Logan Greeny is in. Touchdown. Boone Grove running up the score here tonight in Union Mills. They lead 33-0 here with 35 to play in the first half. And a reminder, viewers, Isaiah, what would be a running clock situation?
So a running clock in Indiana high school football is when a team has a 35-point separation from the other team, and basically the clock will run throughout offensive and defensive plays, and it will only stop for kickoff transition periods.
Well, they're not going to go for the, maybe they will go for the 2-point conversion. Gavin Langben is going to line up over to the left, the kicker. They're going to blow the whistle before the play, and a false start here on Boone Grove. I like the little trickery there.
Yeah, because did they even line up a kicker in the...
Well, Langben was lining up like he was going to kick. Then he motioned out to the near side. And the holder, Greeny, looked like he was going to try to pass the ball to somebody. Now they're going to have to back up here. And I'm assuming Langben will have to actually kick it this time. South Central's student section still getting loud. High snap, the kick is up and right through. The extra point is good for Langben. 34-0. Boone Grove leads it, and with 35 seconds, we will keep it here on the Heartland Sports Network. Getting closer and closer to halftime. Isaiah, what are your first half takeaways from the way Boone Grove has built this 34-point advantage?
Boone Grove has just been the aggressor ultimately. They've done a great job in putting full drives together, and it's shown, of course, on the scoreboard. However, the scoreboard is not indicative of how much effort South Central has put in this game, because they really have moved the ball well. I think unofficially, just spitballing stats out there, is I would say they're close to 100 yards of offense. They just haven't been able to put a full drive together because of the turnovers. And Boone Grove, on the other hand, probably could have a larger lead if they didn't have so many penalties. So both teams while they have improved from week 1 to week 2, they both have a lot to improve on for the rest of this game for sure.
But no doubt. And there's still going to be 24 minutes to play when we resume the second half. Standing back to return this kick. It's Gavin Herzog and Liam Higgins. Higgins had a great return, and he's going to get another shot at this here. Higgins catches at the 5-yard line, and here he comes. Got all the way across the 30 last time out. This time, not even able to get across the 15 before being wrapped up and brought down by a couple guys, including Cordova, who was in there for the Wolves. So 30 seconds left. I don't see South Central really trying to salvage anything from this half. They probably will be content with taking this to the break. Down 34.
Yes, wouldn't be surprised if we see a nil right here. And looks like a lot of good scores going on in the region right now. Got Lowell up 14-7 against LaPorte.
Crown Point leading. Griffith up over Munster. Here's a handoff right up the middle and a decent run right there by Herzog. He's able to move the 6. Looks like that's a gain of 11 yards with 23 seconds. Stops the clock for the time being. And it's like we have a little scrum there. You know, I think it's hard to remember because it was the first play of the game, but their explosive player for South Central, Jackson Arnett, leaving the game after the first play with an injury. He hasn't returned since. Do you think that was a demoralizer for South Central, just seeing that happen?
Yes, that is. When your workhorse, your known workhorse, goes down first play of the game, that's a big indicator. You know, who knows? He might have been that leader since him being a captain. Give him a speech in the locker room, and so really sending our thoughts with him. We hope he is all right, but he has not returned in this game to this point.
That will be that. 24 minutes down, 24 to go. Halftime is upon us here on the Heartland Sports Network. 34-0. Boone Grove looking cemented to move to 1-1 on the season. We'll be back for some halftime thoughts after this.
Is your home ready for a refresh? Trust the cleaning and restoration specialist at Master Clean. For over 40 years, Master Clean has helped Northwest Indiana homeowners keep their homes looking their best. With professional carpet and upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, pet stain and odor removal, and more. With honest pricing and satisfaction guaranteed, you can count on Master Clean to get the job done right. Call 219-662-7838 or visit mastercleanselect.com today. Master Clean. Life happens. We help clean it up. Navigating Medicare doesn't have to be overwhelming. Crown Point's Christina Churenko is a licensed insurance agent helping clients locally and nationwide with Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, and separate dental, hearing, and vision options. Her personalized guidance is always free. Call Christina today at 219-444-0304 or visit KIGcares.com. KIG Senior Solutions is not connected with the federal Medicare program. Contacting this number connects you with a licensed insurance agent. This is an advertisement for insurance.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports. Here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome into the Commissioner's Corner. It's our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. It's football season. We've got a lot of ball to talk about, Paul. And, of course, week 1 of the IHSAA boys football season just wrapping up. We are right into the thick of it now. It's an exciting time of year, is it not?
It is. You know, it's exciting. You know, the lights came on Friday night, so to speak, and those Friday night lights where communities gather in that time-honored tradition of following their high school team kicked off. And I know got a lot of reports of really good football around the state, and you know, we're just excited. I mean, you know, there's so many things going on. All of our fall sports programs are in full swing, and it's always exciting to get back to a new school year and watch the students have an opportunity to participate with the name of their school, their community on their jersey.
Well, and this time of year matters for a lot of reasons. For coaches to finally be back in game action, players the same thing, the fans getting to attend games, but also for the community, Paul. At night at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, these restaurants that stay open late, they're getting the business from people leaving games. It impacts the whole community.
It does. It's amazing how much centers around the high school in these communities. And I mean, people I'm actually going to go out and watch the North Posey Vikings play next Friday night, where I went to high school, and some of the same people that I went to school with or that were leaning on the fence watching the game, they're going to be there again this Friday night. And that's every community around the state of Indiana. It's just so cool to see. And it's just for me, it's important that it still matters. If we didn't put education in front of athletics, it wouldn't matter as much. And we see that throughout summer competitions and things, but the high school season does.
That's Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. It's the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, staying on the gridiron, but just another section of it. Girls flag football has been well underway for the last couple of weeks, an emerging sport, of course. So how do you see that continuing to grow? And obviously they're right in the thick of it.
Well, they are. They've started the season. It's a fall sport here in Indiana, and we've got 113 schools, I believe, playing across the state of Indiana. And they're well on their way to be a fully recognized sport, which would be the 27-28 school year. And so we're excited about that. This is their last year of the emerging sport. But I tell you, we wouldn't be where we're at today without the great work that the Colts have done in support of girls flag. I mean, first of all, they're a phenomenal partner in the Indiana High School Athletic Association. They support what we do. We certainly want to support what they do. But then the work that family's put in and the money that they've used to support $1 million that they've committed to schools over the last couple of years to grow girls flag football in the state. And here we are today on the cusp of being a fully fledged IHSAA sport, and we're excited about it.
It's pretty amazing. And obviously unified flag football as well continues to take steps. The pairing show for unified flag football is less than a month away from us talking at this point. So that continues to fly. On the unified specifically section of it, Paul, where does that sport continue to grow, and where do you see that going?
Well, we continually see growth. And, what's so phenomenal about it, it's an opportunity for students that have an intellectual disability to partner with we'll just call them other student athletes in their school and be on the same team and compete together. And, I always love the story about the student who talked about eating at a different table. But when he became part of a high school team, a high school program, he was invited to the table with all the rest of the students. And it meant so much for that kid's development and growth. And unified flag football is certainly so special and gives these kids an opportunity to be on the big stage with their teammates, with their uniform on.
So we've got gridiron action from week one of IHSAA boys football. We've got girls flag football moving right along in the unified section as well. Paul, it's an exciting time of year, and there's going to be a lot to talk about here on the Commissioner's Corner. And before you know it, we're going to get to the winter as well. Before you know it, we're going to get to Lucas Oil Stadium. So looking forward to chatting all about it with you over the next few weeks, and hope you have some fun back at the alma mater next week, my man.
I've always loved going back home.
Talk to you next week, Paul.
Very good. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Every great football game is shaped long before the final drive. It's built through preparation, discipline, and a plan. Retirement is no different. The closer you get, the more important every decision becomes. At Wealth Partners on Main, we help you build a personalized retirement strategy, so when you approach your retirement red zone, you can move forward with confidence. Because the best outcomes aren't left to chance. They're planned. Wealth Partners on Main, your home team for retirement.
For 26 years, Armor Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armor Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment.
Get Pulse Technology on your team and score a touchdown with our managed print and copier services.
Cover your bases with our IT and technology solutions, or hit a home run with our wide selection of office supplies. Scoreboards or AV solutions from Pulse Technology. That's a slam dunk. Or go for the grand slam with our office furniture and design services. Get in touch with us today. Pulse Technology, powering Indiana business.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Gets Boone Grove on the board early, and then responding, South Central started moving the ball pretty well, and then coming after that, you had Boone Grove respond back with Rainey getting his first pick of the game. Montez again just being a beast of a beast that he is, plowing through the defense of South Central. Then we get back to Montez being Montez, getting receivers doing a great job getting open in coverage, getting their own scores as well, and that put them up 2 scores. Then you saw South Central begin to start playing deeper coverage, keeping the ball in front of them, and that's when Boone Grove just started to pull out their execution in their playbook, moving the ball, and of course, Sal Montez again, finishing another drive for his 3rd score of the game. Coming back to it, South Central, they were getting a little bit of momentum going for themselves, and then a tip pass turned into an interception, and that was just something, that's just been the story of this game for them. It's only been the turnovers, really. It's not penalties or anything, it's just turnovers in inopportune moments, but they have been moving the ball well, and take it right back to Boone Grove, who has been able to execute with short field position very well all game long. And that is our LiUNA replay. We are going to head to break here from South Central Union Mills. We will see you soon.
For months, it's all you've heard about. From the news broadcasts to the talk shows. From friends and family, and even from people you don't even know. It's coming to Hammond. It's really happening. It's free checking from Centier Bank. A perfect account for everyone.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step towards your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the Nika contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
At Athletic Performance Factory in Highland, Indiana, we push you to be bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive. Challenge every muscle with our cutting-edge sand speed and agility training. Build rock-solid strength and core stability to dominate on game day. Rent our full-size outdoor turf field for team workouts and practices. Improve your swing, boost your field skills, and protect your arm with expert one-on-one baseball and softball training built around you. We develop the entire athlete, mentally and physically. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
At Blyce, we're used to
here at halftime, and we're just about one more break away from getting the second half underway. 1 point away as well from a running clock. If Boone Grove gets to 35, or if they lead by 35, it would be a running clock until South Central would be able to reduce that score and that deficit below the 35-point threshold. Kyle Mathis joined by Isaiah Gransberry. Isaiah, one of the things that we saw in those highlights that you just went over before our last break was Sal Montez doing Sal Montez things. 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 3 passing. And then on the other side of things, the Boone Grove defense just able to make some big plays, forcing 3 interceptions thrown by Isaiah Forker. 2 of them, by the way, picked off by the freshman TJ Simmons.
Yes, and Boone Grove's defense, I haven't given them enough credit this game for them being in the positions that they've been in, because they've been communicating in zone coverage. But that's what having veteran athletes on your team does for you. And that's the type of team that I would not be surprised within the next couple of years that we see South Central become. A lot of it, miscommunication and, not running routes, that's all things a part of the learning curve and playing under the lights. And South Central, they've shown a lot of bright moments. Boone Grove has done a great job executing, but one thing that we talked about, Boone Grove's going to definitely have to clean up those the penalties heading into the rest of the season.
No doubt, because their defense is playing excellent. 2 interceptions by Simmons, 1 from Josh Wilkins as well on that crazy tip play, and that's just some of the things that you work on during practice. Well, we will take one more break, and then we will be ready to go for the second half. Boone Grove up 34 points. Trying to finish this one off and go to 1-1 before they have to go up against Bremen next week. We'll be back after this.
At Athletic Performance Factory in Highland, Indiana, we push you to be bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive. Challenge every muscle with our cutting-edge sand speed and agility training. Build rock-solid strength and core stability to dominate on game day. Rent our full-size outdoor turf field for team workouts and practices. Improve your swing, boost your field skills, and protect your arm with expert one-on-one baseball and softball training built around you. We develop the entire athlete, mentally and physically. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
We welcome you back. At the beginning of the second half, it'll be South Central to kick this one off to the Wolves to get the next 24 minutes underway. I want to remind you of our regional game of the week coming up next week, Labor Day weekend. Hobart going to take on Munster, and Munster currently locked in a stalemate right now with Griffith, 22-22 at halftime, and then on the other side of things, Hobart leading Portage by a score of 26-7. That should be a good one next week for sure.
It is. Love my Brickies as an alumni. Was definitely impressed by Munster this summer in their scrimmages. I think they have turned a corner. I mean, their skill positions have really been performing early this season, so we'll see what comes out of that game.
Well, South Central doesn't do kicking very often. They'll go for two and they won't punt, but they'll kick it off here with Jonah Martin, the freshman. A little squib kick here, muffed at around the 20-yard line, picked up and brought all the way out across the 25-yard line right there by Ethan Lawson, the junior, who does have 2 kick returns already this season, averaging 21.5 kick return yards per return. Well, Boone Grove with a 34-point lead will get things underway. And the question of the day, will Sal Montez still be the lead guy on this drive? He will. He will stay in the game. Maybe they want to get it to the running clock and then take him out and bring in some of the backups. So Montez, like usual, will have Greeny lined up, this time to his left. 2 receivers on each side. Montez is going to look to the near side of the field. He has so much time to throw it and dumps it off complete to Neiman. And Neiman is able to pick up the first down.
Great job by Neiman putting his foot in the ground and getting upfield.
It's about 13 yards and moves the sticks all the way to the 40. It's just Montez looks so comfortable. I think one of the huge reasons for that in this game, Isaiah, is because his offensive line has done a good job thwarting the pressure that South Central has been attempting to put on him.
Yes, and when you look at this offensive line, 1, they're very big, but then 2, the progressions in this game. They've allowed to start off the game dominating the middle, and then they've sealed the sides, and so that just opens up the entire playbook.
The snap goes behind Montez. He's got to make something out of nothing, and there could be a mistake that gives a little bit of a lifeline to the Satellites. The snap goes over Montez's head. And a nice tackle on the play coming in there for Warner. Man, a huge loss. A loss of 20. Second and 30. If they can pick up a first down on this, you got to give them credit where credit's due at this point. This is a long way to go. Pretty much second down and all the way back to Valpo.
Yeah, I start to believe a little bit of stat padding if they get a first down on this one.
Man. If anybody can do it, though, it's Montez. And he's got some of his best receivers, and Neiman and Thomas lined up to the near side here. Montez is going to drop back, and then he's going to run. Here he goes. Montez, he's so shifty, and there he goes again. Look at him. Just breaking tackles. Sal Montez, are you kidding me? Has one man to beat. Montez able to beat him. Highlight reel play out of a highlight reel player. Sal Montez, one of the plays of the week.
Wow.
Speechless is the only word I can say.
Yes, I have to retract my last statement, but nice shake and bake by Montez, and that's just pure heart. He knew. He probably told the coach, I want the ball right there, and he showed why.
Wow.
What a great run.
80 yards for Montez. Biggest play, at least in the rushing department, Actually, biggest play overall of the season for Boone Grove, 80-yard touchdown. And they lead by 40, and the running clock is in effect. Here's the extra point for Langbin, and the extra point is up and good. 41-0 Boone Grove. Let's take a look at that one more time, the Liuna replay. Sal Montez already doing his job, already shaking and baking, and beats the last man and goes 80 yards. Sal Montez with a huge play. We will take a break and be back after this. 41-0 Boone Grove after Sal.
Shores Health is committed to advancing medical care and.
Is your home ready for a refresh? Trust the cleaning and restoration specialist at Master Clean. For over 40 years, Master Clean has helped Northwest Indiana homeowners keep their homes looking their best. With professional carpet and upholstery cleaning, tile and grout cleaning, pet stain and odor removal, and more. With honest pricing and satisfaction guaranteed, you can count on Master Clean to get the job done right. Call 219-662-7838 or visit mastercleanselect.com today. Master Clean. Life happens. We help clean it up. Navigating Medicare doesn't have to be overwhelming. Crown Point's Christina Cherenko is a licensed insurance agent helping clients locally and nationwide with Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, and separate dental, hearing, and vision options. Her personalized guidance is always free. Call Christina today at 219-444-0304 or visit KIGcares.com. KIG Senior Solutions is not connected with the federal Medicare program. Contacting this number connects you with a licensed insurance agent. This is an advertisement for insurance.
Higgins, another great kick return. I think for first-year coach Steve Forker, he might have found his main kick returner. Herzog does a pretty good job too, but in this game at least, Higgins has done some great work on the kickoff returns. Brings it all the way to the 35-yard line after that one. Kyle Mathis joined by Isaiah Gransberry. Running clock on for the rest of the game, or at least until South Central can cut the lead back within 35 points. But right now it's a 41-point lead, 8.5 to play, third quarter. We'll hand it off up the middle, and a good run there for Herzog. Able to pick up about 3 yards on the play. South Central will go up against North Judson and then Triton in their upcoming 2 games. It's very likely, probably 99.9% likely that they will be 0-2. All credit to Boone Grove and Sal Montez in the way they've been playing in this game. And one of the things that Isaiah and I talked about in the pregame for South Central to be successful in this game was stop Sal Montez, and they haven't been able to do that in this game as Herzog is wrapped up for maybe a half yard on the game. And Isaiah, Sal Montez has just had his way with South Central. Why do you think that is? Do you think that's something that South Central has not been able to do? Or do you think that's just the big playability of a huge athlete and just athletic freak like Montez?
Just wiping the dust off my glasses real quick. It looks like out there it would be hard for them to simulate a beast like him. You know, and so they are just learning. But ultimately, as we've mentioned throughout this game, they're just young at the same time. And so this South Central team, this is the type of experience early in the season that is going to pay them much dividends. I mean, who knows how different this game could have been if Jordan Arnett or Jackson Arnett stays in it. And also, as we've mentioned, if they connect on a couple of those deep balls, you know. And so it's really just a game of confidence, as you've attested to multiple times. And so I think this team still has a very bright future, and they're still fighting.
Fourth down right there. That's converted. Great catch right there by Raymond Rinker, and they move to 6 on a 4th and long. You see just the rollout to the left. I think one of the success points that South Central has had in this game, Isaiah Forker, coach's son, looks pretty comfortable rolling out of the pocket and throwing, even across his body. Not a lot of quarterbacks have that ability.
Yes.
Even right there, throws across his body and is able to link up for the first down. Here's a end-around sweep, and not much doing right there on the carry. I believe that was Kleist. Now this is just about pride at this point for South Central. What can you take into the next game? against North Judson, which is another home game, by the way.
Yes, and the North Judson team that's historically good. You really just got to take all the positives. You've been moving the ball. Body language has stayed pretty solid. And now you just got to tell yourself mentally that we're going to be all right. As hard as it is, looking across from you and seeing that goose egg on the scoreboard, you understand that this is still a regular season game, and you are going to have 8 more opportunities to get better. And ultimately, if you could do that for 8 more games at this rate that they're going, they should be in pretty good shape by the playoff time. So,
play action there. That pass was deflected down by the freshman, Dominic Skibby. 3rd and 10 here. Go to the outside, and it's picked. At least I believe it is. And they're going to say, no, they're going to say it's incomplete. I was wondering why nobody's reacting, but I believe that ball just hit the ground in his arms. Opportunity for an interception right there. Another one for Boone Grove. Ooh, that was close. Really close, but the officials are closer than us, and they can see better than us. 4th and 10 coming up after the incompletion. A lot to do here for Isaiah Forker. And a blitz here, and nice move by Herzog, but he doesn't even come close on a draw play. A gain of 4 yards, a turnover on downs, and Boone Grove will get the football back. Herzog took a huge hit initially. Still stayed on his feet, though, and tried to make something happen.
Are a lot of the younger guys on Boone Grove that are hitting Sal Montez in practice. So you know that they know physicality.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as well when you see some of these backups coming into play. But it seems like the entire Boone Grove squad has been ready today and all game long.
Well, that's a great point. Do you know how lucky that Boone Grove's defense is to have a guy like Sal Montez in practice lining up on the other side? They get so much experience defending a great scramble QB. That's a huge help defensively. Montez is not in the game anymore. It's going to be Blake Morrison, number 10. Throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Morrison was able to get some playing time last week against John Glenn. Completed 8 passes on 16 attempts, had 62 yards in that one, the 5'8" freshman. And Morrison's going to get some playing time here. Played Pop Warner football in middle school. Also played baseball. And would you know it, he's 121st in the state of Indiana, at least through week 1 in passing yards. It's a pretty good accomplishment to have, even though it's so early in the season, but still, that's something you can hang your hat on at least as a freshman in your first game.
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, there's about 300 schools playing football. So.
Yep. Handoff to Greeny. Going to the far side. Almost fumbled the football there, able to hang on and get about 6 yards. Like I mentioned, one of the things Greeny struggled with from last week was the 3 fumbles that he had against John Glenn. And that was a huge part of that game. Boone Grove just could not stop turning the ball over, especially early in the game. John Glenn ended up running away with that one. 3rd down and 4 here. 2 minutes to play in the 3rd. See what they go with here. Will they allow Morrison to throw? No, they'll hand it off. And once again, Greeny, shifty with his movement, able to power forward to around the 35-yard line, and that's enough to move the chains. You wonder when Boone Grove will decide to put in their backup running back. Greeny is their main guy. Obviously, Montez technically would be their best rusher through this season, but he is technically listed as a QB. The clock continuing to run down. Morrison here on 1st down and 10. Gonna pass, looking to the far side. Slings one to the sideline, and the pass is dropped by Thomas. That's a rare feat. Don't see Caleb Thomas drop many of those passes. He's been pretty automatic in catching the ball tonight, for sure. Interestingly enough, I was taking a look at the postseason history for these two teams. Did you know that actually South Central has made it further recently in the playoffs than Boone Grove? Boone Grove hasn't made it out of the sectionals yet. South Central had a historic season in 2010. They made it all the way to the regionals, able to win their sectional. So South Central does have history of being successful. It's just been a little bit rougher recently. Here's Greeny. Tackle down quickly. 3rd down and long here.
Wow, and yeah, to your point, I see that they've done a great job getting out of the first round as well. And I can't now imagine this program being too old. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to fact check myself, but that's impressive. South Central, definitely great facilities here. I saw they have a activity center in the back. Beautiful, beautiful night for football. And honestly, scoreboard aside, the bleachers are still full.
Well, we'll get more into that when we return. 41-point lead heading to the fourth.
Every great football game is shaped long before the final drive. It's built through preparation, discipline, and a plan. Retirement is no different. The closer you get, the more important every decision becomes. At Wealth Partners on Main, we help you build a personalized retirement strategy, so when you approach your retirement red zone, you can move forward with confidence. Because the best outcomes aren't left to chance. They're planned. Wealth Partners on Main, your home team for retirement.
For 26 years, Armor Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armor Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment.
Fourth quarter here from Union Mills, and 41 is the lead for Boone Grove. Still in the game here, Blake Morrison with Greeny motioning to his left. Morrison, they want to take a deep shot with him right over the middle. Caleb Thomas makes the catch and dives down to the 1. Man, one of the biggest things in this game, Isaiah, has been the slot receivers for Boone Grove.
Yes,
when they get out to the middle of the field, they are open.
They are, and another mismatch created by Boone Grove where that's just something. When he starts to run upfield, it's not like he's faster, but he gets the body up on him, and next thing you know, you just have the advantage. And so, way to take advantage of that by the Wolves.
Boone Grove here in the Tech Credit Union red zone, focused on you. Trying to power this one in for the touchdown. Who will they decide to go to here? They're going to give it to Greeny. They want him to score. And he's in for the touchdown. Boone Grove extends the lead with a Logan Greeny touchdown. Is second of the season, second of the game.
Great job. And, you know, South Central, they really just had to deal with Caleb Thomas, the 6'2", 230. And then you see him running up the hole, the same hole that Greeny ran through. And so I think they just made a business decision right there. They're ready to just get ready for next week.
Extra point here by Chloe Cisneros, the only female on the team. And the kick comes up just short. She plays for the soccer team. South Central actually was close to blocking that again. But Cisneros getting some playing time here. Plays for the girls soccer team, like I mentioned. And it's a cool opportunity to be able to see her come out and play here this evening. We'll take another break here. 47-0. Boone Grove in the lead after a Logan Greeny 1-yard touchdown run.
Get Pulse Technology on your team and score a touchdown with our managed print and copier services. Cover your bases with our IT and technology solutions, or hit a home run with our wide selection of office supplies. Scoreboards or AV solutions from Pulse Technology. That's a slam dunk. or go for the Grand Slam with our office furniture and design services. Get in touch with us today. Pulse Technology, powering Indiana business since 1919.
Strachan Van Til for the win with 4 ways to save. Catch price drops on over 15,000 items and check the weekly ad for can't miss deals. Stack on the rewards program for digital coupons, points toward discounts and free products, and power up with our own brands. Keep your budget in the safety zone. Get the same great taste as national labels at lower prices. If you can't taste the difference, why pay the difference? Score big value with 4 ways to save at Strachan Van Til.
Kickoff here, returned by South Central from the 2-yard line. Very good return. That's been one of their strong suits in this game. And it's a pretty solid return. Just trying to get the number here as a late flag comes in. Herzog was the one who got the return all the way across the 35.
And they're going to get a couple unsportsmanlike penalties on this play. They're just trying to sort it all out. It was just one of those things where at this point in the game, discipline. Keep your mouth shut. The score is the score, and just keep on moving forward. You're playing for next week. Because if you get 2 unsportsmanlike penalties, you're ejected from this game, and you're also suspended for the next. So you really want to be smart, just knowing how short this season is and how much preparation goes into the season. You don't want to let a couple seconds take a full game away from you.
That 1-yard touchdown run from Logan Greeny was brought to you by Westland and Bennett, helping others by achieving winning results. Like Isaiah mentioned, unsportsmanlike conduct here on South Central. We actually did some research during the break. South Central started its varsity football program in '65, and they've only made it past the sectionals, I should say, as sectional champions one time, and that one time was the time that I mentioned, 2010. But this team has been around for a while.
They have.
For sure. Boone Grove, not so much. They were formed in 2009. But they've been very successful.
I remember that. And now we're starting to see more programs, Boone Grove, Indiana Christian, appear with football teams. Indiana Christian, who will be playing varsity football, I believe, at the conclusion of this season officially.
First down for Herzog, gain of 11.
And so it's an exciting time in the region. That just means that football's keeping up, and there's even been a nice push for flag football on the girls' side.
Yeah.
Which is pretty interesting. It's been a great sport, sanctioned by the IHSAA, so they can play for a state championship now.
Here's the throw, and that one's picked off by Boone Grove, intercepted by Benjamin Phillips. He's going to take it the distance. A pick 6 for Phillips.
That is speed right there. Ben Phillips, the 5'7" sophomore wide receiver DB. That was some speed right there. Wow, he has a bright future ahead of him.
You can see on the replay, complete miscommunication. Looking for Carson Peter, the junior receiver, and just not able to link up with him. And Phillips was right there to make the play. So here's Chloe Cisneros again. Wanted to ask you, Isaiah, what were some of your thoughts when Boone Grove was created as a football program? Did you see the success happening kind of a little bit quicker than maybe some expected?
It was one of those times where, like, you wonder, like, I was school age at that time, and so just to see the program growth, you know, they wouldn't vouch for it if it wasn't a popular sport in the community, and so just to see the support behind it, and then 2, you just love to see it develop. I mean, Boone Grove has had some great athletes over the years, of course, Sal Montez being the most recent, but they really have a bright future ahead. They just built a new facility, which we were able to visit on behalf of the Heartland Sports Network multiple times, and that facility is only going to host many more games as long as this team continues to grow.
Yeah, I mean, last season I know me and you were at that game against Lake Station, and that facility is really nice, really nice. And they actually, one of the things that I hadn't mentioned in this game yet, because it's not a home game for Boone Grove, but might as well mention it, is that they, before that facility, had to go to Anytime Fitness in order to work out, their entire football team. And ever since they opened up that facility in January of 2024, a weight room, a locker room, they got a new field too. Coach Kukulski can go to the school and the facility whenever he wants, and his players can come whenever they want, and they can work out. I mean, it's just amazing to see what that team and that facilities, and those facilities, excuse me, have blossomed into.
That's investment. When you invest in your communities, those are the type of great things that can happen. And that just makes the whole student-athlete experience much better. And so salute to the Boone Grove community for coming together and making it happen for their kids.
Herzog with a great return across the 40. One of the great things South Central has done in this game is their kickoff returns. That could be a good sign for days to come, but we do have a satellite who is down on the play. Can't quite see the number, but it looks like it's just going to be a cramp, and I believe it's going to be Liam Higgins, the other kick returner, who's made some big plays. But I wanted to go back to the Boone Grove opening game of their new field. I was able to kind of see a little article that was posted about it, and do you know how amazing it would feel for those players? The stands were packed. Former players, former Boone Grove players came back to watch their former team, their alma mater. How great do you think that was for those players? And some of them are probably still on the team right now.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, especially when the community can celebrate something together. Boone Grove, of course, having as good of a season as they had last year, that was just icing on the cake. Wow, and we just got reports that New Palestine just lost, which ends what we believe is the longest win streak in Indiana. Used to be active win streak at 29 games. Finally snapped.
Wow. That is definitely some breaking news for sure.
That is, and that was the same New Pal team that Maryville actually went toe-to-toe with last year in the state championship game, Maryville High School. And so New Pal, they are just dominant in every facet. They dominate the Indy area. They've dominated Class 4A, Class 5A, and I believe they were moved up to 6 this year. And so that is a school that you don't get used to them losing too often.
Herzog is wrapped up and brought down. That's a great tackle right there. And getting in there to make that tackle was Kyle Sabo, the freshman. Bunch of freshmen getting some good playing time. Griffith, by the way, locked into a battle with Munster, 29-29. What a game. And like we mentioned before, they will go up against, or rather, Munster will go up against Hobart next week in our region game of the week. That'll be really fun, especially since I believe Hobart is still holding up their end of the bargain right now against Portage. We get some flags here on a 3rd and 13. And that's actually going to go, it's going to be a timeout here on Boone Grove with 4:14 to play. We will take a quick break and be back after this. 53-0.
From the gas in your car to the heat.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship, the best hands in the business.
Welcome you back here. Fumble on the snap after the break. Let's see who's got it. They're going to say South Central jump back on that. So it's going to be 4th down and about 15 here coming up. We got confirmations that the final score of that New Palestine game was 14-6, with the win going to East Central. That 29-game winning streak snapped just like that. And we were just talking about, Isaiah, how stacked that New Palestine team was last year when they won the state title over Maryville.
They did, and I really can't give Maryville enough credit because their Michael Hill, their starting quarterback, went down early with a collarbone injury, and he actually played another drive, led Maryville down the field, and then just couldn't handle the pain enough. So that's when he took, they subbed him out. But that Maryville team battled. They took a couple punches early, but they punched right back, and really up until that fourth quarter, toward the end of the game, it was a 4th down that really decided that game. So hats off to Maryville for competing, and hats off to New Pal. To be a program that consistent is really rare. I mean, you think of the Hobarts, the Lowells, the Crown Points right now, and so those are the type of programs where, like, when you see consistent dominance and putting streaks together, winning championships, that's some pretty impressive stuff.
So South Central turned the football over. It was Isaiah Forker running out of bounds on 4th down. So Boone Grove will have the football with 2.5 to play, and they really don't need to do much here. They can essentially just run this thing out. Let's have a new running back as well. Looks like it's Ethan Lawson, the junior, who will get the carry. Lawson makes his way upfield and able to get a yard or two on the carry. 2 minutes to go. We will have our player of the game coming up after the game. I don't think there's any doubt as to who it is, but we will keep it until after the game to let you know. But if you have watched the game and put context clues together, you might figure that one out pretty quickly. 1:40 to play. 2nd and 9, maybe. Boone Grove might just have to pick up a 1st down in order to finish the job here. Morris into the outside, and it's incomplete. 2 players blocking a little bit longer than they should have after the play. No flags, though. 2 players locked up right there.
And really, overall, of course, emotions could be higher toward the end of the game, especially when you're facing the scoreboard. And so, hats off to both teams. I felt like it was a very clean matchup, and Boone Grove just executed better. They put more drives together ultimately. And, of course, we'll talk about that more in the post game. But the South Central team, they have a very bright future. You could tell just with how invested these coaches are. They're going to keep on moving forward. They just got to trust the process, keep on getting stronger, keep on trusting their coaches, and good things will happen.
One more kneel down should just about do it. They're just going to walk right off the field and get ready for that handshake line with 23 seconds to go. That will be that. Boone Grove makes an absolute statement in this game after a tough defeat to the hands of John Glenn in their opening game. They come here to Union Mills, extend that winning streak to 5 straight against South Central, and they've now won 8 of the last 9 against the Satellites by a final score of 53-0. When we come back, we will have our player of the game. We'll be back after this.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, We specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here.
We welcome you back. Looking for a home in Northwest Indiana? Start your search at NIRA Realtor. Big real estate websites get their data directly from the Northwest Indiana Realtors Association, where local brokers post their listings first. NIRA Realtor, the local source of truth. 53-0, Boone Grove defeats South Central. The Satellites drop to 0-2. Boone Grove moves to 1-1. Today is Crowell Company's Player of the Game. Looking for better coverage at a better value? Visit CrowellInsurance.com and get started today. Our Player of the Game is Isaiah
Sal Montez, the 6'3" junior, dominating every aspect of the game. There was just no question about it. I mean, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. It seems like he got even stronger this year. And so looking forward to seeing how he develops, how he continues to bring his teammates along with him will really be the key on how far this Boone Grove team heads in the postseason.
Well, Boone Grove figured things out on all sides of the football, ended up getting 4 interceptions off of Isaiah Forker, 2 of them from the freshman TJ Simmons, and they were able to do it all. A couple rushing touchdowns for Logan Greeny, a couple receiving touchdowns out of Caleb Thomas. But like Isaiah mentioned, Sal Montez was the go-to guy. He ended up having 3 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns, 5 in total, and the clear play of the game was his 80-yard scramble touchdown. If you didn't see it, I'm sure it'll be up on social media. You got to go check it out. It was absolutely electric, 80 yards to the house. Well, that'll do it for us. We appreciate everybody joining us this evening on the Heartland Sports Network. For our great producer, Josh Beaudry, and Isaiah Grant.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
Your future starts
here.
For months, it's all you've heard about. From the news broadcasts to the talk shows, from friends and family, and even from people you don't even know. It's coming to Hammond. It's really happening. It's free checking from Centier Bank. A perfect account for everyone.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power.